Good evening, welcome to Fluttering in the Spirit Tarot. Today is Thursday, December 4th, 2025. This is a reading for the sign of Cancer. Please subscribe, follow, and like this video. Please take what fits here and leave the rest. Spirit, what is the message today? I'm going to go ahead and pull a mystical dream oracle card to start our reading today. Spirit, what is the message for Cancer? Go ahead and cut the deck. Spirit, what is the message for Cancer? We have anger. Anger represents regressed emotions or unmet needs. When anger appears in your dream, it's an expression of dissatisfaction with current aspects of your life. It serves as a warning to learn how to express your emotions healthily. Anger often hides deep desires or disappointments. And it's these feelings that motivate you to take action and break through obstacles. All right, we are going to go ahead and pull some tarot. Spirit, what is the message for the sign of Cancer? One more shuffle. Go ahead and cut the deck. Spirit, what is the message for Cancer today? Please do subscribe, follow, and like this video. What is the message for Cancer? Spirit, what is the message for Cancer? And we have the Four of Wands in a reversal. And we have the Five of Swords in a reversal. And the Four of Cups. And that's in reverse as well on the bottom of the deck. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And that's in a upright. The Wheel of Fortune refers to a change in your life cycle, a turning point, opportunity, all right. So first we have the Four of Wands, and that came out in reverse. The Four of Wands in reverse refers to energy of being in a great amount of tension. This can also signify change, a change taking place, a transition. Resistance, which this card here, anger, represents repressed emotions or unmet needs. And you likely are feeling a lot of tension in regards to this. When anger appears in your dream, it's an expression of dissatisfaction, a warning to learn how to express your emotions in a healthy way. Which that can be hard sometimes, to control what your responses are. Anger often hides deep desires or disappointments. And it's these feelings that motivate you to take action and break through obstacles. Okay. So then we have the Five of Swords next. And the Five of Swords refers to approaching a situation with a approachable demeanor in a fair and assertive way, laying the past to rest and releasing grudges so you can move forward. And that's the transition taking place. And then we have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is in reverse. This refers to detaching or being detached, and a deep attachment to the past. So here you're trying to let go of it, but you still have a deep connection to the past. So this isn't something that's easy to let go of. This could be something that you're having a really hard time with letting go of and transitioning through your feelings regarding this and the thoughts that you have on it. Because here we have with the Four of Wands, we have the action being taken, which is the transition, the change, and the tension that you feel in the action. And then we have the Five of Swords, which is what is going on in your mind, the action that you're taking in that way. So you're coming with a fair approach. Unfortunately, though, when you go back, you're basically going back in time because you're approaching this then in your emotions and you're going right back to being in the past again. That's what I see with these cards. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a little bit of clarification here. And this could be causing a lot of anger within yourself. Because this is something that you do really want to change and leave in the past. But there's a lot of disappointments here, and that's why there's a need for a change or transition. And it starts in your mind a lot of times. But when it comes back to your emotions, it's putting you in a bad mood. You're feeling angry. Let's go ahead and cut the deck. We're going to go ahead and clarify. What is the Four of Wands in reverse here? Two of Cups. Okay, so this is a relationship connection that you are feeling a lot of tension and a need to transition. And you do want to leave things in the past. Spirit, tell me more about the Five of Swords in reverse here. So that's loss, grief, regret, sadness. So you're approaching these emotions in a fair, I'm trying to be approachable, but still assertive too as well. Releasing grudges. However, this is leaving you in a bad mood. Anger. Not really satisfied with the current situation. Because what you want is to feel satisfied and content, but you're not. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune here. And we have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords came out in reverse. So the Ace of Swords in reverse refers to... So in moving to the next stage of transitioning, this is quite unclear and chaotic, because it does seem like you just you're continuing on the same cycle. You went from you're wanting to let the past go so that you can celebrate what is going on in the present in this connection. However, and you go into it with a good mindset regarding everything that you've been through in the connection. But when it comes down to it, when approaching the connection as far as being content and satisfied, you're in a Four of Cups energy, and that's reversed. So you're bored, detached, refusing to change. This is a warning to learn to express your emotions in a healthy way. Anger often hides deep desires. So you're thinking about approaching it in a calm and rational way. However, here, that's not what's happening. Okay, so I want to get a little clarification a bit more, since this is about a relationship of some sort. I'm just going to pull a couple love oracle cards. This is for the sign of Cancer. So go ahead and cut the deck here. Spirit, tell us a little more about this connection in general. accidentally picked up that card. Okay. Sorrow, loss, grief, depression. So you found yourself in an energy of loss and a lot of depression in this connection. Dissatisfaction with certain aspects. This reading is indicating that you're not expressing how you're feeling in a healthy way. Anger often hides deep desires, so there's things that you may not be telling the other person in this connection. Desires or disappointments. Spirit, tell me more about this connection. A lack of intimacy or bonding. And bitterness, anger, and hurtful words in reverse. A lack of intimacy is breaking the bond in the relationship. Why is bitterness in reverse? That's the opposite, basically, of the anger card. But that's connected to a lack of intimacy or confiding in. Okay, so because you're not confiding, because this is indicating that there has not been hurtful words. Maybe the lack of the confiding and the intimacy. And we have ecstasy. Chasing thrills, excitement, and good times. Okay, so lack of intimacy. This person looks like they're chasing other good times and excitement, and maybe knowing that this is going on. There hasn't been hurtful words, and you've been suppressing your anger about it and resentment. But it's within you. So even though you're suppressing it, it's still there. It's just you're taking it all upon yourself. As it seems that you want to transition and change things in this connection, and in your head and in your thoughts, there's a lot of sadness about this. But on the other end of it, when it comes to what's coming out of this relationship, there's dissatisfaction, a lack of intimacy. Basically, someone's dropping the ball. They're too caught up on other things, other choices. and they have a problem, it looks like potentially just getting bored, because then they're chasing thrills. Refusing to change. And you have a lot of sorrow over this situation. Okay. We'll pull a few love message cards here, and then we'll pull a few clarifying life situation cards for advice from Spirit. Disrespectful. So someone's disrespectful in their anger and their actions, potentially. I'm gonna pull one more here. Stalker in reverse. It may seem like someone's not even like really chasing in any kind of way anymore. Or maybe you're not. There's no point in stalking a situation when you already know what's going on. But someone's not a stalker. Maybe they don't really pay you any mind at all. That's potentially what that card might be saying. And disrespectful. And you don't even have that much bitterness over it because the connection's not there. Because they're out chasing who knows what. Well, you're in an energy of wanting to rebuild, but okay, Spirit, what is the advice here? What is the advice for Cancer, Spirit? Saving grace, forgiving yourself and others heals the wound and sets you free. Okay, so holding resentment is not going to help. Unlock your heart. Embrace vulnerability. Let love guide your journey to self-discovery. Unlock your heart. And that can be a scary thing to do, especially when you've been hurt or you've faced someone who has been very disrespectful or has disregarded you. It's hard to want to be vulnerable with someone again because you don't want to open yourself up to hurt. But how are you going to experience love again if you don't? So you've got to learn to be able to balance your emotions and not to lean too much on your emotions. You also have to use your mind too as well. One more card. That one fell. Okay, and the last one we have is River of Release. Drift along the River of Release, where waters carry away burdens, guiding towards renewal. All right, Cancer, thank you for watching today. Please subscribe, follow, and like this video. See you next time.